afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the True Conductor Show. Man, happy Monday, everybody. We had this big snowstorm. Oh boy, I tell you, man, a lot of this stuff is see, this is the reason we don't trust each other, because we be getting all this bum information to make us go do stuff that we don't necessarily need to do. All right? And this is the problem. This is the problem right now. But a lot of stuff is going on. Minnesota. Wow, is like wow, wow. The only thing I can say is there's no statute of limitation on murder. Tanya, Happy New Year! Long time, girl. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Um, See, the one thing about this particular administration right here, they don't have any problem throwing people under the bus. And a lot of these federal agents, thank you, Tanya, thank you. A lot of these agents out here gonna realize they just a pawn. They just being used. They're being used, um, and it's gonna be for some of them a very devastating moment to find out that you know they just been used. They were used, and that's what people. That's what when you're dealing with people that don't have integrity, that don't have any morals, don't have any respect. You can't expect for them to do the right thing. That's why they let you do what's wrong, because they know eventually they're going to treat you wrong. And that's exactly what's going to happen. A lot of these guys, ladies, and I mean, they getting it for the money. And even that money is a trap. That they're offering them, that's a trap. And if you think about this for a minute, man. If money will make Americans treat other Americans like shit, well, what's left? You think they doing that for free? You think these ICE officers are out here for free? You think they doing that for free? No. They're getting paid. They're getting paid. And they just don't realize how quick they'll be thrown under the bus. They don't realize that. Oh, they think everything is hunky-dory. Everything is cool now. But remember, there's no statute of limitation on murder. There's no statute of limitation on that. So the regime that's in power now might back you up. But what about down the road? Other things are gonna change. What's going on? But again, a lot of this is just to be a distraction. That's what most of this stuff is for, shock. So that you can, forget about what you really want to discuss. And I gotta tell you, man, them people on them Epstein files, boy, they ain't letting go. They're not letting go. They are not letting go. He can't brush this aside. He's not able to shake this the way he has shaken other things that have come across his path. You know, most of the stuff that come across his path, he'll bully his way out of it. But he can't bully his way out of this. It ain't working. So, you know, it's gonna be interesting. And let me tell you something. See, this is one right is right, wrong is wrong. Okay? Now, just because you came to this country illegally does not mean you have to be treated like shit. Okay? Because you came here illegally. That's no right for people to treat you like shit. Like you ain't got no value whatsoever. That's wrong. That is wrong. And see, they ain't out here getting the bad guys. They getting the easy, soft stuff. And we ain't got to see. We haven't experienced the repercussion from all of what this deportation has done. It has interrupted some stuff. Okay, some supply chains have been interrupted. I'm telling y'all. Okay, some supply. So what you see that's plentiful today might be hard to get 2-3 months down the line. So if you're smart, what you start doing is storing you some food so that you can have at least some essentials that you can eat. It's just that simple. And this ain't the time to be, hemming and hawing and, oh, woe is me and this and that. No, man, this is the time right now to start preparing. Okay? This is the time to start. Like somebody say, well, we reap what we sow. You're absolutely right, and it's coming faster. And if you ain't putting no positive energy into the universe, man, that's shit. What you think you're gonna get back? If you ain't putting nothing out, you ain't getting nothing back. But you got so many people that want to get something back by playing it safe. They don't want to participate. They don't want to get involved, but they want to reap all of the rewards. But the sacrifice that goes along with it, the challenge, all of the stuff that go along with trying to get the reward, you don't want to have nothing to do with that, but yet you want to benefit from it. And this is the problem. See, we got too many people that want to benefit from. It's like a win situation, something for nothing. We got too many people out here like that, man. That's trying to get something for nothing, and then get upset when it blow up in their face. Now you hemming and hawing, and you want somebody to feel sorry for you. But you wouldn't listen to any wisdom. And now the stuff done blew up in your face, now you're upset. You can't blame nobody but yourself. You can't blame nobody else for that. Blame yourself. Because you the one that didn't want to listen. You the one that was hard-headed. You the one. See, and this is some of the stuff right now that's wrong. We just had this snowstorm, and for a lot of people, that was an opportunity to make some money. Yes, some people in this snow, oh man, look at all this snow. How come I got to go to work? But you ain't thinking that one way, man, how can I benefit from this financially? What can I get out here and do? I remember back in, I can tell you the day that the Southwest plane hit the 14th Street Bridge. It snowed real bad in DC, and um, there was a train accident on Metro. I mean, this was some deep snow, right? So at this time, we didn't have the airport. Reagan National Airport was small. We didn't have the annex, and it was a real small airport. So and the parking lot was outside. So what I did was I got my snow shovel and I went over to the airport and helped people shovel out that was coming in from their flight. I stayed there about 3.5 hours, made about $400 just shoveling people out. Cause I figured, how you gonna get out? And I was just in the right place at the right time. And see, and when you start serving, when you know how to serve, you just see opportunities. You see opportunities. Opportunities will present themselves because you know how to serve. You see, and that's why you pay attention to your intuition. Your intuition tell you to do something, do it. Don't second guess it. Okay? Don't second guess it at all. So that's and like this was a golden opportunity for a lot of people, and it still is, because it's cold and a lot of that stuff, snow hasn't been removed. So there's always something. Well, well, well. You know, when you're proactive, that's when your intuition is gonna be positive. It ain't gonna if you a proactive person, it ain't gonna lead you to do nothing wrong. Okay, your intuition ain't gonna tell you to do nothing wrong if you're proactive. If you're reactive, now it might have its way with you. Well, roaster, Arosta 7540. Um, well, you're talking about people that always trying to get something for nothing. Those are the people that you're talking. We got a lot of people. A lot of people are like that. They want all they can get for themselves, but they ain't trying to sacrifice to give up nothing. That's a person that wants something for nothing. And will take advantage of you. It happens every day. People that's why you have to be cautious of the sob stories that you entertain, because some of it ain't true. See, and right now we're in such a state, we don't know what to trust. We don't know who to trust. Can't even trust the preacher now. They can't even trust the preacher. So if the preacher can't be trusted, dang gone. Now what? That's why we got so much confusion in the world, because people don't know who to trust. The ones that they put their trust in are the ones that's taking advantage of them, disappointing them, letting them down. So consequently, they ain't trying to trust nobody. I ain't giving nobody a chance. And that's what's happening, man. People right now are afraid to give folk a chance, because they're going to come up with some kind of, well, what you going to do with the money? Maybe something else positive. You give me a chance. If I came up with this positive idea, don't you think I might have some more? Don't you think I might? Don't you think I might Create, because ideas create ideas. Ideas have babies, just like you. You grow up to be a young adult, an adult. And you create your own family. You create your own offsprings. Well, ideas do the same thing. They create offsprings. And if your idea is not growing in your mind, it's dead. It's dead. If your idea is not growing in your mind, it's dead. What do you mean, true conductor? If my idea is not, man, when your idea starts growing in your mind, you're gonna see different expressions of it. I mean, just different. It's growing. You'll start seeing different expressions, different angles, because it's growing. Because if you start out where you end up, nah, I said that wrong. If you end up where you started out, you didn't grow. Let me say that again. If you end up where you started out, you didn't grow. And you should for 2025, regardless of what you was going through, man, you should see some growth. You should see some growth. You should see a difference. And if you can honestly say you didn't see a difference, man, you didn't grow. You didn't grow. It's just that simple. And so many people, are distracted by the drama, by the gossip, the theatrics. They just, they're distracted, paying attention to the wrong things. And that's what you have to be cautious of right now. Man, you ain't paying attention to the wrong thing. Don't let them get you hyped up. Billy, this week was strange kind of week. And my Cash App got deactivated, and I'm still trying to find out what I do. What did I do? Okay. So I just said, you know what, man? I'm gonna just go the little money I got, let me put it in the bank and trust God. That I'm gonna be able to do what I need to do. And snowstorm comes. Now, I get up yesterday around noon, and I noticed nobody had started shoveling the sidewalk. And, and it's getting ready to get cold. So I get up, get dressed, go put some clothes on. Ask the girl, say, hey, give me a snow shovel. Let me at least go out and shovel the sidewalk for you. So, before it gets too bad. And I did. And right as I was finishing, manager of the hotel come out. She said, man, you ain't have to do that. Thank you. See, I appreciate the last time that it snowed. That you know, it's like somebody got to do it. Why not you? And she said, you know what? I'm going to take care of you. Knocked a couple of dollars off my bill. I ain't mad. I ain't mad. I ain't mad. I'm not upset. But I just like, this was just, man, when you see stuff, do it. Nobody else you ain't got to worry about what somebody else is doing. You see it needs to be done, do it. Do it yourself. You might learn something. You see, you might learn something. So just This ain't the time to close yourself off. It's not the time, man. And they still don't know yet what that 3-eye atlas was that's out there, and so they talking about, it could be from billions of years. Think about this. Where they gonna get the fuel from billions of years? What kind of technology is that you don't have an energy source and you can travel the universe? Where you getting your energy from? Hundreds of thousands of years. Where you getting your energy from? How is this possible? I mean, just think about it. How is this possible? Where ain't nothing out there in space. Who are you getting your energy from to be able to do that stuff? And when you start asking questions, that's when the rabbit holes appear. Somebody tell me I'm created in the image of God. There are a lot of people created in the image of God. Man is created in the image of God. And look what we use to create in the image of God. Sex. Baby can't be born without somebody having a sexual act. And as a result, we are created in the image of God. Man. Okay? Now, what type of life you want to live, you make that choice. You either going to be right or you going to be wrong. Okay? You're going to be either light or you're going to be darkness. Okay? Well, man, God is good. God is good. God is good. God is good. I appreciate whatever I can get. I appreciate whatever I can get. I'm thankful, man. But no, man. I have a real good manager of the hotel, and she does a superb job. And anytime I can help her out, man, I have no problems. I have no, and see, and that's another thing. We don't try to focus on helping somebody else look good. It's all about us. And sometimes, man, you have to help somebody else get over the hump. And when you help them get over the hump, then naturally it might come to you. Okay, when it comes to your time, but if you don't ever want to help nobody else, how you think somebody gonna feel about helping you when you ain't trying to help nobody else? All you want is what somebody can do for you and your foe, and no more. That's not the way to do it. Okay, that's not the way to do it, man. Help somebody else succeed. And when you push them in the door, you in the door too. Because you pushing them. You in the door. You push them in the door, you in the door. Because you pushing them. But everybody want to stand on the outside and do their thing. And see, and this is like I saw this clip where this comedian saw an old friend of his that was homeless. And the guy was like, help me out. And he said, ain't my problem. Like he doing good. He just got a settlement because y'all know who I'm talking about. What's that comedian's name? That guy. On Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan. Yeah, he told a guy that ain't my problem. You don't treat people that way, man. What is it gonna hurt for you to say, hey man, let me give you a number. You call this number, and let me help you out. You see, and this is when it come to us uplifting us. Oh, you clout chasing. That's the first thing. Oh, you clout chasing. What are you doing? You clout chasing as well. And see, and this is how society has conditioned us to look down on each other, man. That's the way we're conditioned, not to trust each other. Don't give each other a chance. This is the way we're being conditioned. And everybody's falling for it. How can you blame somebody when you falling for the okie doke? Because you're the one that's scared. It got nothing to do with what somebody else is doing. You're scared. You don't want to trust. Okay? Well, he should, but Bible say pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. When you got a haughty spirit, man, you're prideful, superior, better than. When you got a haughty spirit, so sometimes you have to just, people just have to learn the hard way. Because there is no such thing as helping them. They got to learn the hard way. And even then, a lot of them don't get it. Even after, going through some adversity, they still don't get it. See? So those are the ones you have to just, let them go. Pray for them. But ain't nothing you can do to help them. See? And notice, listen to me, y'all. You're not for everybody. Let me say that again. You're not for everybody. If everybody can have you, you're common. Let me say that again. If everybody can have you, you're common. Anybody can get you. You're common. And if you're okay with that, salute to you. I'm not for everybody. I'm not trying to fuck everybody. At this age, no, man. I ain't going out like that. I ain't going out like that. I'm not for everybody. That's right. Oh, you think you special? Yeah, I am. You're absolutely right. I am. Okay? I am special. And everybody ain't gonna taste how special I am. I am special. You're absolutely right. You know? And then you'll notice when you start having some pride about yourself, people will start treating you different. When you got some confidence about who you are, they will treat you different. They ain't gonna treat you the same. They're gonna look at you different. And in some cases, they'll skip over you and get the person that's coming behind you. Let you walk through scotch-free. Because it's just that light that you walk with. People don't have to, you ain't got to say much. Now you walk the way you carry yourself. It's gonna speak volumes. I mean, seriously. And folk gonna try you. They gonna try you. And see, because you growing into a space of maturity, you know, the first few times, you know, when people try you, you gonna snap. You're like, no, I ain't the one to be fucking with. No, not me. And then after a while, you be like, okay, let me size this up real quick instead of responding. Okay? Well, a lot of people, Gracie, use God to get people to drop their guards. That's how the devil get in. With a question like, you know Jesus? I can tell you anything. How you gonna know? But you're searching for something. You're looking for something. And you can listen to how a person taught, the music they listen to, tell you whether or not they believe in Jesus or not. Listen to the music they entertain. That tells a lot about a person. Because if you wake up in the morning and you got all that fussing and cussing that you taking into your spirit, how you think you're going to have a peaceful day? When that's that's all you're attracting. You're not even giving yourself a chance. And like I said, you know, right now, most preachers are not trusted. That's why the church is in such uproar. The pastors are the one, they get more of them sleeping with the sheep than anything. Pastors. Because everybody in it, this, you know, church now is a family business. Well, Gracie, a lot of people think they have a relationship with God. Okay? See, and I tell people, I have people all the time coming up to me, you know Jesus? Yeah, that's a lifestyle. Y'all hung up on the man. Jesus is a lifestyle. It's how you treat people. That's what Jesus is about. It's a lifestyle. Yeah, I still got Venmo. Yeah, I do. I do, Tanya. Thank you. I still got Venmo. Yeah. We talking lifestyle, man. And if you live in a lifestyle, and I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna show you how what I'm saying is true because you ever been in a conversation with somebody and they start cussing, they look at you and say, "Oh, excuse my language." Okay, excuse my language. Other people, they're just comfortable with cussing. But when you around, excuse this is, they acknowledge the fact that, look, man, what I'm about to say might be offensive. And I'm not trying to offend you because they see something about you. I had a lady walk up to me talking about, uh, I'm gonna put some money in the bucket, but I don't want you using it on no drugs. I said, Miss, I'm over 70 years old. Do I look like a drug addict to you? I said, by the way, keep that money. I don't even want that energy in there with my other money. Keep that. If that's the way you feel, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want it. Thank you. I don't want it. And that's what a lot of people see. This is what I'm saying because a lot of folk have a trust issue. It's not about you. And this is what I had to. Man, it's not about a trust issue with you. That's an issue in them. They don't trust. And because they're insecure within themselves, they ain't comfortable enough with giving somebody else a chance, trusting somebody else. Because too many times they've been let down, disappointed. That's people don't want to be genuine. That's why that's one of the reasons I don't mess with AI. Anything artificial is fake. And I don't even want that spirit. I don't even want that even getting in me. And seeing all AI is gonna do is just dumb people down. That's all AI gonna do. It's gonna stop people from being able to think for themselves. Just making you lazy. See, everything jumping on, it's not good to jump on everything that's hot. Oh, let me say that one again. It's not good to jump on everything that's hot. That's that wide road the Bible be talking about. Okay? Most they don't want you to think for yourself. They don't want you to think for yourself. Because then you become independent. See, the people that don't think for themselves are the ones that they use fear to control. Now, let me say that one again. The people that don't think for themselves are the ones who are manipulated with fear. Okay? Yeah, Gracie. That's all AI is designed to do is to dumb people down, stop them from thinking for themselves. That's all. Oh, they come out. Look at the millionaires that's gonna be made with AI, but you ain't gonna you gonna be controlled. You're not free. That's one of the things that God had to show me down by the White House. Said, man, look at all these people in these suits, all dressed up, going to work, miserable. They ain't free. You're free. Don't even worry about them. You're free. They ain't. And they wishing they could be like you. But yet, you got so many people because they got a suit in town like they're important. No, you're not important. Because you're miserable. Wherever you're going, you're miserable. You don't like it. Especially with this administration that we got in now, they got everybody on their toes. Ain't nobody safe. It's just that simple. Well, stopping them. I don't think we should stop kids from bringing their phones to school, but we should be able to hold those phones until you get out. That should be the mandatory. You come to school with a phone, you have to surrender that phone for the duration of school on your way home because you don't know what emergencies. Or if you have an emergency, then the school will give you your phone. Okay? Yeah. So that's all that's the only way to correct that. Surrender the phone when you walk through the door. Or school could invest in a system that jams the phones. If you in certain distance of the school, that you can't be calling in and out. You know? I mean, well, you got to realize today, kids are dealing with a difference than what we used to deal with. We didn't have the same worries and concerns that these kids today have. Like, man, a lot of these young kids, they got to fight the teachers off to keep them from trying to molest them. That's the sad part. These kids today, they're teachers trying to sleep with them. Men and boys and girls. It ain't just girls, this boys and girls. That's got to fight off an adult to keep them from being violated. See, again, trust issue. We back to trust. And this is somebody that was supposed to be trustable, taking advantage of the situation. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. And you got kids that and see, this is one of the things that, another thing I tell people down at the White House, you don't know what a person had to go through to get to this country. You don't know what sacrifices they had to make. A lot of women molested, raped to get here. A lot of women had to face sexual brutality to get to America. And then when they get over here, you're going to treat them like crap. But you wouldn't subject yourself to the same thing to go to another place. You wouldn't do that. But yet you don't understand that somebody else had to. Somebody else had to. It wasn't easy. Jamie, what's going on? How you doing, Jamie? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. No, seriously, man. You know, a lot of people only see the surface part when they're dealing with situations of others. They don't look at what a person had to go through. You know, what they had to endure. All they see is the finished product. Oh, he got lots of cash, or she got lots of cash. You know, you got and seeing and with fame and notoriety, the only thing that's gonna do for you is give you more access to money. That's all that does, is give you more access. Don't give you happiness. Don't give you joy. You know, you create those things, but off the top, it's gonna give you 17 inches. God bless you. We didn't get hit that bad. No, we didn't get hit that bad, Jamie. Well. See again, Gracie. My generation, we didn't have to worry about somebody coming to school to shoot it up. You know, we didn't have to train for that kind of situation. That was not the case. It was more focused on learning. See, but kids today have a whole lot of other responsibilities to go along with just trying to get an education. Okay, and a lot of times the education that they're getting is not something that they really need. That's gonna do them any good. That's gonna help them. But we have these requirements that we require that not necessarily beneficial to you. And what you do, see, everybody's not going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a teacher. Everybody's not going to be that. You know, you're going to need some laborers. And that's what some kids need to be trained, is how to be a laborer, how to be a mechanic, a plumber, landscaper. Because those jobs are always going to be garbage man, always going to be in demand. Yeah, but we never had to do drills where somebody was coming in the school to shoot it up. We didn't have to go through that. We wasn't subject to that. You know, my generation didn't have to. We didn't have to deal with that, and the generation after me didn't have to deal with that. See, that's a recent. That's like a '90s thing, late '80s, early '90s thing, where people coming in shooting up schools. That wasn't always the case. Okay, that wasn't always the case. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Trust issue. See, people don't realize just how much trust we don't have in each other, and that's the problem. We don't have any trust in each other, and the person you are trusting are the ones that's taking advantage of you. No, we didn't have cell phones. Okay? Gracie say nothing will be perfect until Jesus comes. Jesus is already here. Jesus ain't got to come. Jesus is in you. You waiting for him to come, but he's already in you. And you, when Jesus is when you're gonna have compassion for your fellow man. That's Jesus. When you care, about people, that's Jesus. That's Jesus right there. You talking about the man, but it's a lifestyle. Jesus is a lifestyle, and that's what we got to get back to. Well, Gracie, this is my attitude toward that particular situation, because a lot of people use the end times to make people afraid. And I always tell people, man, if you living the way you're supposed to be living for the day, they ain't gonna take care of itself. You ain't gotta worry about the end. You gotta worry about how you living today. And to take care of itself. If the word of God is true, if you believe in the word of God, man, you focus on how you living today. Because tomorrow is not promised. And you got so many people looking for the rapture, but they living like crap today. They living like crap today. But they want you scared of the rapture. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all. It's we can do better. We are better. Yeah, we are better. But you got so many people that are focused on the end time instead of dealing with now time. They'll look down at end time, but yet they ain't trying to live right now time. Now time is what you got to take care of. End time will take care of itself. So if you focus on being a good person and see, this is what people got to realize. A lot of the good deeds that you do are not for you. They for some kids you would never see. Your great, 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 great grandkids. Because once you put a good deed on your bloodline, somebody gonna benefit from it. It ain't going to waste. And a lot of people don't want to take the time to put good deeds on their bloodline. And that's just it's just that simple. Cause all they see is now them. And a lot of times it ain't about you. It's about somebody you might not ever see. You doing it for them. So when they come down the line, the situation is gonna be just right, just for them. Okay. All right, y'all. Man, make sure you got the bulk of the bulk of the danger is out the way now. So y'all good. Don't worry about it. Cause ain't gonna be no more snow. Just be careful on all that ice, boy. Cause I'm telling you, that ice is treacherous out there right now. It really is. And that ice is real treacherous right now. So be safe. Be out there. Don't be, and trust more, man. Learn how to listen to your intuition. You're gonna make mistakes. That's what you're gonna learn from. But you need to learn that voice. You need to know what that voice sounds like when it speaks to you. Because it has a different feel to it as well. Not only, do you know how to recognize it, but you want to be able to feel it as well. Because it's going to hit you different, man. It really is. It's going to hit you different. And you'll know this is the spot. You know when you hit the spot. You will. But the main thing you have to do is to be alert and pay attention. That's where the rubber meets the road. Being alert and paying attention. And, you're paying attention to what's going on around you, and that's comes from not being caught up in the drama like the rest of the people. And a lot of these distractions, it's for see this is what this is the mindset of most black folk. See, we've been through that. We've experienced that. There are many black men that were legally allowed to carry and are dead because the police officer saw a gun. See, we've seen it. We've been through that. We've experienced that. And it's unfortunate that sometimes when you want to get some things done, stuff got to happen to white folk. Just reality. And you watch, Minnesota is getting ready to change, buddy. All right. Oh, Minnesota. No, I don't agree with ICE at all. I think most of those ICE agents are going to get thrown under the bus because murder doesn't have a statute of limitations. And all of them officers that was involved in that situation with that guy is going to have to pay the piper. They're going to face the music, especially that one that grabbed the gun and misfired. He's the one responsible for the death of that, because when the gun went off, they pulled their other guns and they started shooting because they knew he had a gun. And they're trying to say that you shouldn't come to the right. Well, why do you have the right to carry? Shouldn't have that. And I just think that it's just unfortunate that some men and women will sell their souls to treat people like trash just to get paid. And it's going to come back, man. It's going to come back. It's going to come back. The same way they treating people, either them or their families going to be treated the same way. It's going to come back. It ain't going to, you don't, well, in a sense, I know this might sound kind of crazy, but I'm glad Trump brought all this stuff out. I'm glad he opened the door, because it was right under the surface simmering. He just gave it permission. Okay. Well, again, see, you got to realize, until it started happening to white folk, ain't nothing gonna change. And now you can really see some change, because the two people that's been killed, white. Okay, it's gonna come to light. It sure is coming. It's coming. And if Trump has never shown any loyalty, think about this for a minute. If he's never shown any loyalty, what makes you think he's going to all of a sudden be loyal now? Oh, it's going to change. It's going to change. The pressure is too much. Pressure too much now. Oh, this is getting some pressure. I told y'all, see, them two people that's been killed, they were white folk. They were white folk. And one of them had the license to carry and got murdered. You don't mess with white people and their guns. And they dogs. And there's one thing when it comes to white people, boy, don't mess with their guns and their dogs. They happy. Okay. Well, from what I've seen, the people that they say were the ones stealing the money were white. You know, they were white. I know, boy. I'm telling you. I know, but it's the truth, though. I'm telling the truth. I'm speaking the truth. Now, you don't mess with them guns and them dogs, boy. Leave them alone. You'll have a peaceful life. Yeah, you want some peace? Leave them guns and them dogs alone, buddy. You'll be all right. But again, I don't think it's gonna be a situation where people gonna be able to just completely forget about this. No, this is big. It's big. It's big. It's big. I'm telling y'all, listen, Proverbs 16:18 says, pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. And I honestly believe we getting ready to see a fall real soon. Well, here's the thing. Do you think that guy went down to that rally expecting to be shot? He didn't, and he's videoing himself. He's videoing himself. Sure was. He was videoing himself. Be interesting to see what his phone say. Because they got it. I'm sure they got it. But they're not going to be able to sweep this under the rug. And unfortunately, somebody's going to have to be the spark. And maybe he was the spark. Maybe he just like George Floyd, who was the spark. He might be the spark. Okay? Well, again, if you don't have trust, how you gonna do all those things? If you don't trust each other. And that's what we got to get back now to being able to trust each other. That's what we got to get back to. Cause that's what's keeping us divided. Trust. Nobody wanna make a mistake. Nobody wants to be wrong. And that's how you learn, from mistakes. but don't nobody want to make them. So consequently, it's what we got. It's what we're dealing with. And no matter how logical you may be, and no matter how right you may be, people still gonna be reluctant to give you a chance. And that's the discouragement that you have to work through. Can't nobody work through that but you. You got to be able to deal with that. You got to be able to put it in perspective, because not quitting really is an art. It really is. When you don't give up and you don't give in, it's an art. Everybody can't do that. Everybody don't have that tenacity. Everybody don't have that determination, because they be looking at it through their eyes, from what they see. And that might not be what God wants you to see. And that's why you got to trust Him. Trust Him. And when you start trusting God, you just surrender. You let go. It's kind of crazy to explain. You just let go. You give Him the will. And you just know that it's going to work out in your favor. And I can, and see, talk about growth. From, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. This is my 9th month that I have not used my overdraft. My 9th month in a row. I ain't never. I'm telling you, I was living off my overdraft. Matter of fact, they gave me some money back. I had so many overdraft fees. I called up the bank. I said, "Hey, can I get some of this back?" Guy said, "Well, I can give you 2 right now, but how many more you want?" So give me about 8 more. They gave me 4 more. But it was more than I had. And I told the guy, I said, "See, if you don't ask for it, you'll never know. And sometimes you got to ask for some stuff. Ask for it, man. Ask for it. Don't do it. Bible say you have not because you ask not. Don't be bashful. Don't be ashamed. Not at all. Okay. All right, y'all. Man, I've been on here a good hour. I'm in for the week. It's gonna be interesting because it's gonna be cold, man. Still gonna be cold, and I don't see getting out there yet in that I don't see getting out in that cold weather. I'm gonna stay inside. Let this break. Then I get out. And then plus we headed for some interesting times, y'all. What I think gonna come out of it is you're gonna get some people impeached. They gonna might even go to jail. some people in Trump, Christian Nome and Lil Dick Bonvino or whatever his name is. You know, he definitely got the Lil Dick syndrome. he definitely suffering from the Lil Dick syndrome. I swear he is. That's why he need that big old trench coat. uh, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. That's why he need that trench coat. Hey, because he on the Lil Dick playground. For real, for real. But I just think that you're not gonna be able to treat people like animals and get away with it. Yeah, but they illegal. But hell, you know, your forefathers was illegal too. Y'all forgot how America was established with a bunch of illegals. Yeah, that's how America was established with illegals. And you got the nerve. A lot of y'all. Yeah, he is a small fry. He really is. He really is a small fry. He really is. But people that have that kind of, like I said, they're enjoying that now. But Trump is not loyal. And see, and God hasn't flipped this situation either. You know, God it's gonna flip this situation. Because what was meant for bad will turn out for good. A lot of the stuff they meant for bad, it's going to turn out for good. It is. And it's going to be a different story. I believe that. I believe that. He probably is on the Little Dick playground. But we gotta do better by each other, man. We really do. And again, it boils down to trust. That's what it boils down to, trust. People just don't know who to trust. And they're afraid. And you know, when the preacher when the preacher man can't be trusted, boy, you know that's the preacher man can't be trusted. Because a lot of them got ill intent. They really do. They got ill intent. But we gonna do better. We will do better. All right? All right, y'all. I'll see you later.